Welcome to Fifth Dimensional Life, Mass Human Awakening. I'm Lise, your host. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to be talking about Kyle Kemper and his recent video. It was absolutely mind-blowing to me. And yeah, I'm going to talk about kind of a deep dive into it. So Kyle Kemper is Justin Trudeau's half brother, and he has been slamming him with all these major truths and calling him out, like blatantly calling him out. He does it with a lot of compassion, though, and which I absolutely love, because that is what is so needed. We can't put more hate out there or more negativity. Um, and it's so cool and eye-opening to see, someone who's related to JT, just totally call him out on everything that he's doing, and then also go into some of the history of why he's in the spot he's in, and which I've talked a little bit about as well. Like, Justin has been born and bred for the role that he's in. He was originally, like, obviously, the former Prime Minister of Canada's son, Pierre Trudeau. And Justin, he took drama became a drama teacher, I guess. He has a teaching degree, and after he finished his teaching career, after some scandals, he acted in a couple movies, and then he got into politics. There is a Hollywood connection there, which goes in it, ties into so many other things. Kyle is, he just completely tells it like it is in this amazing interview with the Western Standard. And this lady who's interviewing him, I'm not sure, I can't remember her name, but she used to work for Global News. And she basically states that Global is, just a paid shill. It's another paid media forum to push these totalitarian agendas that are completely profit driven by big pharma, big banks, big tech, and so on. So it's Melanie Risden, who's a reporter on there. I'll put the link for this interview. It's absolutely eye-opening to see someone who spent a lot of time with Justin, who knows the family very, very well, and to be completely awake and to know exactly what they're doing. Some of the things that he said on there, Justin is a great spokesperson for corporations. He's a great actor. And corporations, they have a duty to drive profits for their shareholders, which comes at the expense of people. Klaus Schwab, who is the founder of the World Economic Forum, he's basically like Hitler reincarnated. He's behind this whole big, huge mess that's going on right now. I'm trying to be careful with some of the words I'm using, but so in 2017, Klaus said that he was so happy that Justin is one of his proteges and has infiltrated the Canadian cabinet with many other people who are, all for the Klaus Schwab agenda, that you will own nothing and be happy. It'll be a one world government, one world banking system. There'll be, a social credit system. So you only have a limit to what you have, what you can have. You'll be on a universal basic income, which, it's just like kind of like a feudal system, and they're just giving the peasants peanuts to live off of while the rich get more rich. Is this what you want? Is this what humanity really wants? I think, and Kyle, he also mentions, like, Justin and a lot of those people are there hypnotized into this. And with the media pushing all of this stuff out too, they hypnotize people as well. Just as I mentioned in my previous videos about the psychogenic illness, about the reticular activating system, how it can be programmed by what you hear and what you see over and over and over again. It goes into what Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about, like how your thoughts create your life, your thoughts program your brain. And those things can also like hypnotize you into a state where you you have to follow what the mainstream is pushing out there. And Klaus and his buddies, they have done a really, really good job at hypnotizing people and humanity. However, they have done such a good job that a lot of people are waking up. It is backfiring, especially with the trucker rally that's going on as well. It's so inspiring to see so many people come together, whether, it doesn't matter what stance they're on, what side they're on, pro V, not pro V. It doesn't matter. It's people coming together for speaking out for our rights and our freedoms. And this is exactly what the elites do not want us to do. Kyle also goes on to talk about the fake prick. It looks like he's been banned off of Twitter for that. He says that it doesn't provide any security or protection from the from the illness. And it's just an experimental biotechnology, nanotechnology, magnetic goop or goo. The whole thing is a globally orchestrated phenomenon to consolidate power and drive profits to transfer wealth to big corporations. And he said that Canada has spent over $1 trillion on this whole illness scam. And, that's $1 trillion of taxpayer money. That money comes out of all of Canadians' paychecks. It comes out of everything that we buy, our PST, GST that we pay for. It's wreaked havoc on our mental health. Suicide is up by like over 300%. I just saw today that there was a young girl, she was just about to graduate and she committed suicide. And that's in my city here. And there's all these like young kids that are bulimic, and they have these like awful eating disorders. I have a friend who, her daughter, I think she just turned 17 now, but when she was 16, she was diagnosed with bulimia and she was in the hospital. And there were 7 other girls in there, young teenage girls. And I feel so awful for my friend. Her daughter has brain damage now because of malnutrition. And she has to go and see all these like neurologists and stuff. And, that is way more harmful than a simple, well, it's not a simple, it's a bioweapon illness. But, every year in Canada, we have, we have about 7 months of winter here, especially where I am in the prairies. It gets really cold, and part of our immune system is getting sick, and our immune system gets better. If you have comorbidities, that's something that you have to live with, or else it's going to take you out. But ultimately, we can't have all of our population suffering just to try and prolong people's lives for maybe a little bit longer. That's not fair. That's not, adding to the quality of their life either, of anyone's life. It's not, people aren't free right now to do what they want. I can't go to a restaurant. I can't go into some stores because I haven't taken the prick, and I never, ever, ever will, ever. So anyways, another really good point that Kyle makes here is all genocides in history have taken place when hate has been poured onto one segment of a society, which right now is demonizing the people who aren't getting the prick. And Justin comments are that they're racist, misogynist, selfish, evil people trying to say anything to do to like cancel them out and push the extremism of like putting people who won't go fit his agenda or be hypnotized, it's going to be pushing people out into camps. And like a year or so ago, there was already camps being built, 1 or 2 in each province of Canada. So, and the media is curating and pushing this narrative, and it is waging psychological warfare and canceling anyone who speaks out against it. In 2011 and 2013, I saw World War III. I saw this like biological warfare. It was horrific, horrific. So many people were suffering. I felt it so strongly, and I was so terrified of it. And now we're living through it. It is crazy, guys. And this reptilian here and all of his reptilian buddies, it's pretty maddening that this is even allowed online. But the whole system is corrupt with this. All of the big oligopolies and oligarchs, they have created this. They've been planning this for a very, 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 very long time. Another thing that Kyle mentions is this guy, Gerald Butts, who is like the worm tongue next to Trudeau. He's always whispering and speaking in Trudeau's ear of, oh, you should do this and this and this. And just, yeah, the whole thing has been like infiltrated by the demonic beings and reptilian beings that have been pushing this. And this is like the 2D 3D system, and then the 4D system is where the reptilians live. 5D is us prevailing through this and coming together, putting so much high vibrational loving Christ consciousness into the dark side of things, to help transmute it back into source energy. And also we can call upon our angels, the archangels as well, our benevolent, loving star families or star beings from other places around the universe and multiverses, to come help shine so much light into our world and really transmute this and speed it up too. Because as humans, we have the ability to really, create our world. And, with the Freedom Rally and everything, we are creating freedom through this, even though the bought and paid for media is pushing a completely different, they're spinning the narrative of it. We have to stay positive, stay in a high vibration, and push through it. And JT's brother Kyle is speaking truths. He's spilling all of the tea and so much more. I definitely recommend checking him out. I'll post the link to this video as well. It's such a good watch. He really tells it like it is. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.